Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to honor the best renovation construction project under $10 million. Congratulations to Volpatt Construction Corporation, Shelley Flynn Brennan Architects, the Diocese of Pittsburgh, and St. Paul Cathedral, winners in the renovation construction under $10 million category for the St. Paul Cathedral restoration and ADA addition. The new addition to St. Paul Cathedral is approximately 1,600 square feet. It houses 2 new ADA accessible restrooms on the main level and an elevator for ADA access to both the nave and the new parish hall in the basement. Granite stairs provide further access up to the nave and down to the basement. The plaster vaulted ceiling was detailed to match the existing church, and a plaster frieze in the likeness of the previously exterior stone frieze continues around the interior perimeter of the addition. Indiana limestone and slate roof materials blend with the church facade. The stone frames and stained glass windows were salvaged from St. Canice and incorporated into the addition design. Site improvements enhance the beauty of the addition and provide for safe access to the church. Volpatt Construction and their subcontractors did an excellent job while dealing with numerous challenges.
And I think this was an extreme challenge for Volpatt, was we had to use the cathedral. There was no way, we had no place to go because everything was being done. And so life went on. We had daily mass here, we had weddings here on weekends, we had funerals in the middle of the week, and many times, especially with the funerals, we couldn't tell him until 2 days before or a day before what the schedule was.
That's also why the cathedral was never really scaffolded all over to do all the painting, the restoration, the light work.
Well, the biggest challenge was, first of all, to build the building, the addition, the handicapped addition, in such a fashion that it looked like it had always been there. Because this is a historical district, the building is a historical landmark, and there was no way that we could have approval for anything that was not exactly like the original building. So it was both an interior and exterior challenge because they did both the interior work and the exterior work to match the present, the 100-year-old cathedral.
The construction team combined new and reused woodwork expertly. They installed new downlighting fixtures for improved performance without detracting from the original look. The stone facade, columns, and pinnacles were carefully designed, carved, and set to match the existing church. There was much more. In the end, the construction team, on behalf of all involved, reawakened the magnificence of St. Paul Cathedral.
I want to congratulate Ray Volpatt, Sr. and Jr., and all of their workmen on this project and thank them for the work that they did and congratulate them for the fact that this is a well-deserved win, and it was our win together because it was our project that brought them this honor. So they deserve it, and we give them our thanks and congratulations.
Again, congratulations to the construction team. George Ehringer will be presenting the award. Please welcome him, along with the winning construction team representatives.
This is the last of 5 projects that receive an award tonight, but before we proceed with that, I'd like to personally recognize all of the MBA member firms that submitted a project or projects for consideration by the jury. As a judge, I know that I speak on behalf of all the jurists that we were pleased with the outstanding quality presented or represented by these projects, and it speaks clearly of the ability of the MBA member firms. We know that it takes a team to produce a successful project, an owner that's intelligent and committed, experienced architects and engineers, and certainly dedicated contractors and subcontractors. You should be proud of what you have accomplished. Now for the award for the St. Paul Cathedral project by Volpatt Construction Corporation. This was a remarkable project, and it's a combination of a major interior restoration and new construction for a historic, more than 100-year-old French Gothic cathedral. And that's a challenge. What was really the challenge is that there were a mere 5 months available to complete the work, which included new air conditioning, major modifications to the heating system, an entirely new lighting scheme and control system, which if any of you have ever been in the cathedral before the work was accomplished, you would really appreciate the ability to be able to see what's going on within the cathedral. And there was an addition that satisfied requirements for ADA accessibility. And then finally, the interior surface cleaning and repairs. The short period for construction was compounded, as you heard in the presentation, by the need to have the cathedral in full working order for weekends and for special services. And that really made it very difficult for Volpatt Construction to comply with those requirements, but they did do that and they met the schedule. And we were impressed by the organization and the creativity of Volpatt Construction that they brought to a very difficult and sensitive project. Their ability to manage the renovation of an historic structure without having it look like a restored project is commendable, and they are to be congratulated. Accepting the award for the project is Ray Volpatt, Jr.
Thank you. It was truly an honor to be involved with the St. Paul Cathedral renovation and restoration project. And the success of the project could not have been made possible without a lot of people. We had a wonderful architect, Tom Chelly and Kevin Scott from Chelly, Flynn, Brennan. They had the faith in supporting us in the project from the beginning. The owners, representatives also worked well with us, Father Breyer, Jim Zielinski. The project couldn't have been as successful without everybody involved. McCamish, the subcontractors that we used, McCamish, and Ferry Electric, and MI Friday, they all did a wonderful job. The place turned out beautiful. Steve Dauberger, our superintendent, was a very important person in the project. And most notably, there was one person who was involved who is no longer with us. Vince Lieb became a very good friend of ours throughout the project. He was the day-to-day person involved from the diocese. He supervised the project for the diocese. But that wasn't his only role with the diocese. He was a very important person. He took care of disaster recovery for the diocese in addition to working with the project. Vince was a very good friend of ours at the end of the job. He was a very loyal worker to the diocese. He was very dedicated to his faith, and Vince was very devoted to his family. Two of the members of his family are here tonight, Kim Lieb and Vince Lieb, Jr. We had another crystal made on their behalf in order to honor Vince's life and the work that he did on the St. Paul Cathedral project. And I'd like for the two of them to come up here and receive this award, please. Thank you again.